Hi, I'm Myochi.
And I am Renee, and we are the 40 Spot. Welcome, everyone. If you're a new listener, welcome to the 40 Spot. And if you return, welcome back. This is the 40 Spot where we speak about all of the highs and lows and everything in between of being 40 years old. So please like, comment, subscribe, follow us, rate us at the 40 Spot anywhere you listen to your podcast. Also, you can email us directly at the40spot at gmail.com. Also, if you're feeling generous, you can always send us a little cash app,
Cha-ching.
dollar sign, the 40, the 40 spot.
All right, so this week we will be talking about Usher, honey, as it is entitled Usher Mania. This man has had a wonderful career, and we're going to be talking about it today. But first, we're going to get into our While We Were Out segment. This is where we discuss news, entertainment, and personal experiences that have occurred since our last show. So the first thing that we're talking about is so many things happened while we were out. So we had to really kind of bring it down so we can make our time for tonight. But the first thing we're talking about is the submersible implosion, the Titan that happened June 18th. It was operated by American Tourism and Expedition Company called Ocean Gate, which is so funny to me. Ocean Gate is kind of like Watergate, like scandal. Anyway, it
Yeah.
imploded during the expedition to visit the wreckage of the Titanic. And
Mm-hmm.
five people were aboard. I don't know, Renee, if you were able to see the video. This like this little bitty container. I'm sure everybody's listening and watching right now. When you saw it, everyone's seen this little bitty container. Five people were on board. Um,
Mm-hmm.
First, they were saying, "Oh, they have 96 hours worth of air." Everybody praying for these people, and then it was like 2 minutes after the 96 hours was up, then they released a report talking about, oh yeah, so it imploded probably 5 minutes after it was in the water. They knew that. But that's a whole nother conspiracy theory tunnel that we would be going under. There was a 19-year-old on board with his father. That story, I mean, it's sad about everybody who passed, I have seen all the jokes. I have sent some in my own group chat, to be honest. But at the end of the day, people did lose their lives. And I think the saddest story of this one was that the mother of the 19-year-old, it was a 19-year-old and his father went down. She was waiting for them on that whatever boat that they put them down from. And I'm like, that is just the idea of waiting for your husband and your child and them not coming back. But our hearts go out to those people. Although, like, the big question has always been, okay, so we've spent what 4 or 5 days talking about this. What was this conversation hiding? That's always
Yes.
the thing. What else was going on? Later, we found out there was a ship full of what it was like 5,000 refugees.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody talked about. No news outlet talked about. That's
There were some, but not major network news, and the people who was covering it, and definitely social media, was
right.
talking about it. It was like this is where the world is at. We care about five millionaires, multimillionaires, and there was a billionaire versus these people who was leaving their countries for a better life, and
Exactly.
they actually knew where the wreckage was, and they still didn't send any people, any rescue, or because I think it was off like the coast of Greece and
Hmm.
Italy. They did not send anyone there to like their form of the Coast Guard to try to help those people, where it was like people was just so wrapped up about this submersible, the Titan, and they didn't know exactly where they were located, where they actually had the actual GPS, and there was so much of
Exactly.
politics and logistics and stuff with
And to
that,
your
and it was
point,
so many
even
more
with that,
people
the
that
people in
perished.
that other wreckage that they had a few people to kind of help, right? Or didn't help or whatever. With this one where you had millionaire and a billionaire aboard, they were getting resources from all these different countries to help find them. So Not only did they pay
Yeah.
$250,000 a pop, but also resources from countries that money could have went to other people. I know all countries have their issues, was sent to find people that, unfortunately met their demise quite sooner than the 96 hours that it was in the news cycle. But child,
Yes. It's sad. It's unfortunate. Also, during that time, that is when a lot of people don't even know that there is a vote on the House for Biden to be impeached. During that week, his son was, going in front of Congress to testify about his things, his money issues, whatever, his ties to Ukraine. um, there was like so much that was happening up upon Capitol Hill. Um, it was just amazing. But some of the other things that was happening was the Supreme Court repealing affirmative action decision. Um, which is so crazy because it's kind of like, well, how did this even get there to them since this was something that I already started? So it was a group of Asian American students that was trying to get into the University of North Carolina, and they felt that they had, because they did not get accepted there, they felt that they were discriminated upon. So going through that whole ordeal trying to find out, okay, what are you doing, what are you not doing, they felt that it was that. And the Supreme Court made these decisions about affirmative action, kind of sort of, in terms of college admissions back in 1978, and where they was not going to use race as, or put like conscious race as part of their admissions. So a lot of schools, especially Ivy League and kind of like those schools that's not Ivy League schools, but they kind of still very, very high up on the ranking of schools and stuff, that without affirmative action, they would not have any minorities there. But as we know, with affirmative action, the most benefited group of people has been white females.
yep.
So um, it's crazy, and it's going to hurt because it's like now they can use race as a quota. So now some of these schools that claimed that they wanted to have more diversity on their campus, they're going to have less diversity, less minorities on their college campuses at all. And my my thing is that as long as you have those age, race, gender, even I've had jobs that asked me what was my religious affiliation. As long as those are check this on these type of applications, they want to know, because there's going to be an inclusion exclusion, because they want people that's going to be on their college campuses so that they can groom them in certain ways, also so that they don't have too many people that's outliers that's not going to go with the culture that's there. Also, a lot of these teachers, they have tenure, they are, political contributors, they write books, they write other, articles and stuff that's in, the Washington, um, New York Journal, all these other different stuff. So they don't want a lot of unlike young minds there to go against their grain, because
I think
they
the
still have to,
pro
you know,
yeah, and I think the pro of this, I mean, because it is what it is, and I say that in the idea this technically was brought to the Supreme Court for specifically Harvard and the University of North Carolina. But as we know, when certain cases are brought before the Supreme Court, it can be used as precedent as soon anytime there is some type of lawsuit or action or law that's in place. So, we will see this affect other schools. The pro in it though for schools or institutions, because it's not just with schools, a lot of institutions when they have different programs that they've created specifically for minorities. And I know I saw a lot of my colleagues and people I went to university with that were talking about how they were a benefactor of affirmative action in a way that was very different, not just in admissions, but um, they were able to. One of my colleagues went to pharmacy school because he was able to get this grant, apply for this grant that was specific for minorities. But the pro that I was trying to get to is at least to me, it's like at least I always know my enemy, right? Like the people who still, the institution that still want
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that they are diverse, we will know because now it is going to be a choice. You can't say, well, we're doing this because I care. No, if your people who are donating, your people, like if that's a whole political thing, if they don't want you to contribute and to have certain things set aside for minorities, or for any type of diversity thing, they won't do it because we all know money talk, BS walk. So the great thing about it is we'll know our enemy. We'll know the people who don't, the institutions,
Mm-hmm.
because really it's not we have faces of institutions, but really it's institution, and we'll know what institutions are really real. I mean, we have an idea, but now we'll know without a doubt. And another thing that the Supreme Court
Yes.
also ruled on was the blocking of the student loan debt. Nah, apparently it's called
Mm.
Joe Biden against Nebraska, ETL, whatever. And so that's like and others. Don't know the remaining of the states. I know one was Missouri, the other four was having a hard time finding all those, but that's not even important. The point is, child, where's our money, Joe? But they brought it to the Supreme Court. These particular states were trying to say that based on the HEROES Act that President Biden was trying to use, that was not what that was created for. And so they brought it to the Supreme Court. Apparently, they are looking up other ways. They say they're looking other ways because this was a big campaign promise for Joe Biden. But who knows? Now, let me tell you, it's above me, honey. I got my degree. I hope y'all get y'all money because I mean, y'all. Let me just say, I ain't got it.
In
I'm
short,
what's her
keep
name?
paying your
Pierre
student
Marie.
loans monthly.
It's yes, it is
Yeah.
the amount of student loans and the fact that we live in a country that you have to, some people are like, oh, you don't have to. Well, depending on the school that you go to, yes, you do. Everybody can't go to a state school because if everybody chose to go to a state school, the school wouldn't even be able to house us. And I'm saying that because I've heard people say that. Well, you should choose schools that, like, that's not even realistic. If all people went to these schools, there would not be enough room. Like, and these schools don't always have everyone's
This is
free.
true.
So, but we live in a country where education, we have to
Exactly.
pay for everything, and we pay astronomically for it. But
Exactly.
child, the other good
And we
thing,
have to look at the history
go ahead.
of when college tuition. I said we have to look at the history of when college tuition even started. It was when segregation began. So guess what? Black people was able
And
to
black people,
go
there you go.
to schools. So then, prior to that, if you was there was not an process. So when you look at it, it's still just layer upon layer upon layer upon layer
Exactly.
to discourage people from even beginning. As I say, some people they decide not to go at their kitchen table because when they look at the price, or it's like, oh my God, I gotta write this essay, or they want this type of score and all of these other type of stuff. So there are so many things that weed people out before they even put that even get an admissions packet in their hand.
Exactly.
And so this is just another form of, guess what, if you do all of this, then we're going to try to get you off of that. And it's just becoming just like if you're trying to order something on Amazon. I want a black shoe. It's going to filter out all of the red shoes when you put your size in. It's going to narrow, those 10,000 shoes down, and hopefully we can get it into like less than 50, and then you can choose which style you want. So
Exactly.
that's just what it's becoming again. Is
Well,
now
my
it's just going to
hope
be
is
more
that with
electronic
the
form.
student loan issue and along with the affirmative action issue, it does filter more people to HBCUs. I know that people going to HBCUs has been like a really big thing, a really big conversation. We talked about Deion Sanders when he went
Hmm.
and coached. Oh shoot, I forget the name of the school, but he went and coached, and it was like this, a really big
Jackson
push.
State,
Yes,
Jackson
Jackson
State
State.
University.
And so like the eye being on Howard, because our vice president Kamala Harris, that's where she went. And whether you are part of her party, like her, you could be a Democrat and don't like her, whatever. It really doesn't matter. The point is she is vice president and could potentially be our next president. And she went to HBCU, and that speaks volumes because you
Absolutely.
historically people in those
Yes.
positions did not go to HBCUs. They went to what is considered the Ivy League school. And the reality is HBCU, they nourish you, they give you all the education, and also I think as a person you learn so much about yourself. They cultivate you as a person. That was my
Yes.
experience. I know that was your experience. So leaving there,
Yes.
to me, you're definitely getting the cream of the crop um education, because it's not just regurgitating
I
information.
agree. And I started out at a PWI, so I can definitely tell the comparison and stuff like that. Like I definitely would not be the person that I am today had I not had that. And as I say, those grandfathers, extra grandfathers and grandmothers and aunties and plus moms and dads and stuff like that, just extra. So it's like you got other stuff, like they really prepared you for the world outside of what you knew, because
Yeah.
they know majority of the people, that's their first generation of people to go out to college, and you don't know. And it's like your mom and them really just got you to the door. It is our duty, not just as educators, but our duty, just morally, to get you to the door to get into the world. And I know 100% for a fact I would have never gotten that, because the things I got from the PWI, they was negative experiences.
And just
Period.
to
But that's a conversation for another day.
I didn't go to PWS, so that's not experience I can compare to. But yeah, that's definitely that might be a good conversation to have a show with someone who has gone to PWI outside of yourself, and have maybe two additional guests on, so we can just talk about that whole experience. But one thing I wanted to say was
Hmm.
there's certain myths about HBCUs that want to quickly dispel. Number one, about diversity, because a lot of people that'll be there, outside of the one where it goes like, oh, it's a black school, so it's going to be less than. Get rid of that white is right mentality, because that is absolutely
Yes.
untrue. But secondly, people always say, "Oh, I want them to be diverse." Trust me, it is a very diverse experience. In my friend group, all of us were from different states. Just because we're black don't mean we
Absolutely.
had the same experience. And that's socially, economically,
No.
experientially, like it is a bunch of diversity, and you learn
Religiously,
mixing.
like I honestly,
Yes, it's a
yeah.
lot of things you see and you
The
learn
first
from
time I
other
ever met a
people.
black Catholic was when I was in college.
Really. Like, I'm not
I'm sorry,
Catholic, but I grew up in
we
New
got a
Orleans, and
delay.
it's like Catholic school. But that's and what's funny is hearing you say that is funny to me, because it's like, really? But you only know your own experience. And I grew up in New Orleans, so it was nothing. I went to Catholic school because that so many people were Catholic.
And see,
I'm
like
not
where I'm
Catholic.
from, we in the Bible Belt, so you find Baptist churches everywhere,
Right.
black
No, there
and
was
white. Like
Baptist
you
churches,
have a
but
sprinkle
Catholic
of a
churches
AME
they was like
here and
hand in
there.
hand. Yeah. And then
It's
the other
none
thing, like a
there.
lot of people
Like
don't
you go,
a lot of people don't want to go to HBCUs. They say because they don't have a football team, and a lot of those things are changing. Some don't have a football team, or like a big football team, or a big basketball team, meaning like D1 and all those things. A lot of the programming is changing. Like even at my alma mater, Fizz, we now have a gymnastic team that is breaking records, and even that, what I love is that the conversation is happening and people are putting their resources and their network together to expand the universities. And as that continues, we're going to see more programs at HBCU. So even that idea of you can't go there because this, no HBCUs have this or have a particular program that you love.
yes, yeah, and that goes into like TSU. They have went, announced that they will have a hockey team. They're going to start their season in 2024. So hockey, if people don't know, that's more of like a spring sport. So they are in partnership with the Nashville Predators and the National Hockey League. So they are definitely going to be trying to recruit,
That is
and even
awesome.
like my son, the first sport that he ever played, he played inline hockey. So it was just like, oh my God. I was talking to him about it. I was like, you know what? You could get your skates out and see, and then you can try out. But then they also give another avenue because everybody is not basketball, baseball, football. There's a
Hmm.
lot of
That's
black
true.
people. We dominate in all other type of sports, but then for what's mainstream and stuff, like it needs to get stuff out of there. And what a lot of people don't know, guess who invented hockey? Black people.
Probably trying to
Little known Black History fact.
really. Do you know the
Yeah.
history behind it? I say because a lot
Not
of stuff we
exactly.
create out of necessity, right? We created like, yeah, so we're gonna make this job easier because we are definitely ones who would love to work smarter and not harder. So it's like, you know what, we're gonna figure out how to do this.
I remember that little known fact from the Tom Joyner morning show, and that was
Hmm.
like years and years ago.
Okay,
So like that's something that I had found out. So a lot of people think like, oh, that's in code or whatever like that. But we was living everywhere. That was the thing.
exactly.
We was living everywhere, and yeah, but I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see what the team does. I'm excited to see how the National Hockey League they incorporate with that along with the Nashville Predators. And because my son played hockey, I really have looked at a lot of hockey players. They're not even American. They're from elsewhere, so it's
Yeah,
kind of like you want people from wherever. And I mean, I forget it's the hockey team in Atlanta. I forget who they are. Like they primarily is black, and they have, of course, like the most black people in hockey. And it's just like, hopefully, Clark Atlanta and Morehouse and schools like that to help incorporate. Just say all you gotta do is just one, and then it's going to fail out.
yeah.
So yeah.
Well, this is wonderful
So
news. I'm so happy um about this, and we just hope that more HBCUs continue to grow and flourish. We know that they will. And give back to your HBCU. Just a little
Ye-
plug. Give
yes,
back, even if it's $25 a month, even
every
if it's something
dollar
once a year.
matters.
Every dollar matters. But and quickly, I
Absolutely.
always want to mention this because we've talked about this before. When we talked about the exonerated five, but one member of the exonerated five, Yosef Salam, I hope I'm saying his name correctly. He was declared the victor in the New York City Council race to represent Harlem. So that happened. He went to jail for 34 years,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
it's amazing
Yes.
that he's able to be in this position and that they're trusting him with representing them. So just kudos to Yusef, and we wish Councilman Yusef and we wish him nothing but blessings. And last but not least, honey,
Yes, we
um,
definitely wish him
we're gonna talk
well.
about Miss Kiki Palmer. I'm saying that right too. I've been messing up, I've been messing up names, but Miss Kiki Palmer is booked
Yeah.
and busy. She was in, I would say the
Yes.
news, but it's really not the news, but honey, all the entertainment news has been all the buzz. So she went to the Usher concert. You know, tonight is all about Usher. So it's like, why not talk about this too? She went to the Usher concert, went to Las Vegas with her girls,
Yeah.
had a good little girl, Kiki. While they were out there, they went to Usher concert. She had a ball. So everybody knew there's a part in Usher's concert where he walks out into the stage and he serenades. It's the There Goes My Baby. I know that one's for sure. But I've seen some clips of other songs, but There Goes My Baby, he does that one. So he's serenading her and she's just all into it. I had seen the video, but it was like the next day, the father of her child, Darius, I can't even remember his last name, Lord, but he posted something talking about you are a mom and you shouldn't be dressing like this, and that's just not the way you should be representing yourself. And the internet ate him up, honey, ate him.
Yeah.
Now of course there was some people that agree, and you know what, I say to each his own in your relationship. If you agree with that, it's fine. I have my own personal views on that. I don't think you have to dress a certain way to represent you a mom or you married and all this other stuff. That if that's in your relationship, that's how you deal with it. But honey, ate him up. Because the thing about it is, I want to say
Yeah.
I saw a video where he posted a picture of her in like this bodysuit talking about thank you, son. And this was even before people was going, because honey, the internet be like, they have all the receipts. But they pulled it up where he's like, oh, my boo's body. And like it's a video of on her butt specifically, thinking son, thinking of thickening up his mama. And then he also
Yeah.
had something that he posted. He was in his
He
drawers
was in
on
his
a date.
boxer shorts. He was sitting on the bed.
Exactly. So
So
it's giving a double standard. It's giving, what are you talking about? It was just ridiculous. And I know that he said something. Most people thought he was joking because excuse me, because he said something about you're a mom. And she was on a couple of places where she's like, I'm a mom. So that's like her go-to being funny with like if she forgets something, or like, are you going to listen, I'm a mom, so I can't do that. So she was making a joke, and so everybody thought he was
right.
joking with it, but then he doubled down on it. And so yeah, I mean, I don't know if they still together working out. I mean, if they're not together, that means there was other issues besides that. That had to be the thing that took the cake, because that, I mean, first of all, it's embarrassing. It's like, dude, why you didn't wait till I got home? We live together. We can have this conversation. You can be as mad as you want to, but
Exactly.
like to go to the internet, but if they broke up after that, to me, that just means there's other
Everything is
issues besides
not for everybody to comment. And I will say this, I think from this, he does know now. If you got a problem with her, don't go to social media, because guess what? Black Twitter, black Facebook, black Instagram, black Snapchat, TikTok, all things black got in your light skinned ass. And it was like, leave her alone. Because this is the thing, if you feel like that, you should be up under the comments of Nicki Minaj, the City Girls. It's a lot of artists and everything, and actors as well. I mean,
I
like,
mean, and then
Kerry Washington love her to death, but they've had sex scenes when she was on Scandal. She was a mama.
exactly. And then the other
You
thing
ain't see her
is,
husband putting that
people like to
sister.
take these conservative positions, because he took this conservative position. You're a mom, you're a wife. She's not a wife, actually. You have not made her a wife. So if you're even trying to say that you're a wife, actually y'all not married. So whatever thing you're trying to
Speaking
hold her
of that,
to, you can't.
Frenette in the comment, she said, "Where were his standards and mores when he conceived a child out of wedlock and posted those pictures and photos?" So it's true. It said that
Exactly.
was definitely a conversation that should have been a private conversation. Absolutely,
Exactly.
because it's like don't sit up there and say, "Okay, you a mom." Okay, but guess what? By definition, she still is a single mom. No, she probably not on no type of financial strain. She got plenty of people to help, as well as he does too. But don't sit up there and be like, "Oh, you supposed to be like this," because if that was the case, you would have had a conversation with her. But like, hold up, what you gonna wear while you out there? What are you gonna wear while you out there? And then
Here's the
she don't
thing
want
though.
other
She's
stuff
been posting
that was
all
very,
these
very tight,
pictures.
showing her thickness off.
Exactly. And she's been posting all these glorious pictures. Like, Key is in love with her postpartum body, okay? And some may say, but that's because she looks good. But honestly, she was really skinny, before she had the baby. So really, this may be something that she's actually working on to accept, because regardless of how we look at it, it is a very new body for her. So she is embracing her
Well,
postpartum
let
body, and
me
she's been taking pictures. Like, and she has one
let
picture. I
me
remember she's
say this.
like in a glass, and she has on a bathing suit. And I'm saying that to say it's the same thing. And even her accent, most people say this. Every most people have said the same exact thing. It wasn't because of what she had on. It was because it was Usher. But because it was a concert, he knew you couldn't go there, because everybody who has been on the internet and have seen when people post clips from Usher's show, that is what that happens. So instead of being like you all on Usher, because also she's an actress, okay, so she's gonna give the people what they want. Why wouldn't she? She's first of all, she
Okay.
always give the people what they want, so she's gonna act it out and she's gonna have a good time. To me, that's all
It's the
that
same
was.
way.
Let me tell you something.
Jasmine Sullivan was just at his show, and then she was up there and she was singing and dancing and all this other kind of stuff. And it's just like Usher is an entertainer and he fine as hell. So guess what? First off, you insecure light skinned. You're insecure light skin. That's number one. You're insecure, Mr. Light Skin. Number two, if you're
Let's
secure in yours, you should be happy that she out there. And just to say something about with her body, because before I had my son, I was like really, really super duper skinny. I was like size 4. No, I was like a size 1, 2. And when after I had my son, I had thickened up a little bit. You best to know I was so happy. So it wasn't like I did not like my body before, but as I say, in the black community, it's like having a little meat on your bone was better. So she may have been like, I don't like to be just tall and skinny. And so now it's like, okay, your next body have loaded is like, girl, please make sure that you eating right and you got your people, because it's a whole nother body that come between 35 and 40. And so it's just like, so what? Did she come home to you? Did she go home with Usher? Probably not. You ain't see
listen.
Usher
Usher has a whole
girlfriend sitting up
family.
there
He
like,
has a
I'm tired of y'all
girlfriend.
hoes glowing all over there.
He has a girlfriend. He has two
Exactly.
little children. Like, Usher not worried about Kiki.
Mm-hmm.
He not. Although he did post,
He
he
not.
put on Twitter, he said, "Am I trending?" He entered the chat trying to be shady. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this because we gonna get into this Usher Mania, honey. See, on Wednesday, if he comes to me, I give a damn if I embarrass anybody, because I will probably embarrass myself. And then I'm gonna look at it like, that's cool, that's cool. Because if he comes to me, that's all I'm gonna say.
I know one thing. If he come up there and he put the microphone, you sing like none other. I ain't got no time for you to be like, oh, because sometimes you like, go ahead and sing. Well, I haven't practiced. Guess what? You got
Oh,
knowledge.
I
Sit
know
in.
his
Go
songs,
ahead
honey.
and practice your chops,
I know
whatever.
his
Because
songs.
guess what? If
I'm
I can sing,
ready.
guess what? I'm gonna have.
I
Okay,
know his songs.
I'm gonna
And if he's
need
doing
you because
"There Goes My Baby," I'm woo. Listen, I'm excited. And that is why we talking about Usher, honey. We're talking about USHRRAYMONZ.
USHRAYMONZ.
Usher Mania. Listen, so
Hey,
I found out today that
y'all
his
better
middle
get
name
with
is
it.
Terry. His middle name is Terry, but his name is Usher Terry Raymond the Fourth. He was born
Yeah.
October 14th.
And he does have a son.
1978.
They call him.
Yeah. Yeah. So today is all
I'm
about
sorry, like
Usher.
it's a delay, so I'm sorry.
He does have a son. I heard you said that he has a son named after him. So I think it's the fifth, Usher 5, but
Yeah,
he is
yeah,
amazing.
they call
Today's
him
all about,
Cinco.
yeah, today is all about him. Listen, preparing for the show, like I was going through all of the songs and I'm like, "Ooh, take me back." Again, I can't wait till Wednesday. Renee, I know you said you looked up some facts about Usher. Give them to us, girl.
Yes. So he's 44. He has 4 kids. He's been married and divorced twice. He has 9 Billboard Hot 100 number one singles, 18 Hot 100 top 10 singles, 8 Grammys, 9 Soul Train Music Awards, 8 American Music Awards. In 2013, he was awarded the Golden Note Award. In 2013, 2007, I'm sorry. He was inducted into the Georgia Music Hall of Fame in 2016. He received his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and he has had 13 number one singles on the hot R&B and hip hop songs, which tied with Marvin Gaye and Michael Jackson. That's just to name a few things. He has been in countless movies. He is an entrepreneur. He have
He's
did
also my
things with
boyfriend.
HBCUs. Yeah. So yes. Um, we
I
have some
had the
Philip Help
biggest crush on
podcasters in the
Usher.
chat.
It looks like the Felines
I
Den
am sorry, everybody.
podcast
We
said
do
her
have some type
favorite
of delay.
song is Nice and Slow.
Yes. So that's Ocean from the Felines Den. We welcome you here. Thank you, girl, for stopping by. Um, the accolades of his just go on and on because he literally has a 30-year run, maybe a little bit longer because I'm 43, about to be 44. And I was just sitting up here like, wait a minute, I wasn't even in high school.
Nope.
So it really has been 30 years. And
His first album came out in 1994. It was his title track, Usher. So it was 1994. He was 15 years old at the time because he came out, I want to
wow.
say, in like March sometime. But his birthday is in October. So he was 15 at the time of the release of the album. And one of the bigger songs, I don't know if anybody remember it. I don't remember having this CD. Now I can literally say I had almost every CD except the most recent ones. Because we went to just regular streaming. But this very first CD entitled Usher is Can You Get With It? I only want sex. Y'all remember that song? That's all I want. It's only a sexual thing. Really, Usher?
And then you look at like we were singing those things. He was singing those things at such a young age as well. So it's still one of those like we were just singing words and we was just
We were.
grooving to the beats, literally having no concept of what the stuff is meaning. What is
Exactly.
we singing?
But even
And
for
so now I look
him,
at like well, turn it off.
but even for him, he this first album he did not write. He just sung. He just was singing on the song. Jermaine Dupri
Yes.
worked on this first album for him. Had never actually worked on a male R&B artist album. This is the first one, as he said, that
Yes.
he worked on. And so he just showed up and sang his song. Can you get? And this thing, when he was singing it, he has to be like 14, possibly even 13, because the way the music industry works, you find them, they teach
Right.
them songs. Well, by the time a CD come out, it could be a whole year. It's not as quick as certain things move now. So, but honey, he said, "Can you get with it?" But that song is the one that made it to the radio. I think this on this
Right. And we
album
can get
is
with it.
when he was on the Apollo. No, Lord, not the Apollo, Arsenio show. Anybody remember
Yes.
Arsenio Hall? Woo, 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 woo. I remember seeing him on Arsenio Hall being so in love. When I tell you, I have loves him. Oh my god, yeah, I might cry on Wednesday. I just thought about like, hey, I might legit cry, and that's ridiculous. But I'm this on some MJ
Girl, you
freak.
better not, because I know I'm gonna be in a ditch your makeup and there will be no
I can hit it with a
waterworks.
little, a little side like this. If I meet him, I don't know. I'll probably cry after. I don't know. Anyway, let me get out my head. Okay. I listen, I'm trying to manifest that for me. Everybody
We're going
manifest
to meet him. We are
Usher
going to
coming to
meet
us. That
him.
we are gonna meet Usher. We're gonna get a picture with him. Okay, thank you. Back on track. So this next album, because I want we kind of just want to go through it because it's been a long time, right? And a few years later, in 1997, that's when he came up with My Way. So that behind us, we have like a little bit of the album cover. You can see Usher and a little bit of his sexy eye. That's the album that everybody kind of knew, right? I like it. She likes it my way. Hey, my way. That was the album that kind of like put him on. He was older. He kind of went through some of the changes in his voice. Even listening to some of the
Yeah.
songs on his first album, it's interesting. His voice was a little bit deeper, but which he hadn't gone fully through puberty. So he was probably just singing in the
It was
octave that they gave him.
yeah, it was
um,
up and down because he
mhm.
said he lost his voice, but just a little backstory about My Way. He was introduced to the great Frank Sinatra, and people songs, My Way. So it was just like, I want to do that. But Jermaine Dupri, like, no, we ain't gonna do it like that. We gonna do it this other kind of way. So clearly it still was a hit. It's a classic, just like Frank Sinatra, but definitely same name, but whole nother different type of feel. And then, as I say, to come full circle to be such a um awarded and superb, person. Now you get a residency in Las Vegas that only supposed to be for a couple of months, and now here we is going on year 2. So
Listen, and I'm
that's
happy.
great in itself.
I was in school at the time and I did not have the
I
time
am
or the
too.
money to go. And I was like, oh my God, I have never been to an Usher concert. Have you been to an Usher concert before?
Neither have
Which is
I.
wild because I
Never.
love
I
him.
came close. I was this close.
Uh
This
huh.
like y'all can't really see it. I was a freshman in
Mm-hmm.
college. And this is when Janet Jackson was doing her Velvet Rope tour. And it was just
I
like, oh
remember
my
that.
God, Janet Jackson is coming in South Carolina. And Greenville, South Carolina, they had just recently built the Bilo Center. And I don't know if it's still named that or not, but it was like she coming there and it was like, how do you get tickets? So this is not computerized where you just going. So my sweet mate Tiffany, she was able to get them because she was dating a basketball star that played for the University of South Carolina, the Gamecocks. None of us did. She was able to go, and I mean, like she went. She was like, "Oh my God, y'all should have been." It was just like, girl, we all tried to get there, but the tickets were sold out. So it was like that's like the closest that I've ever been to potentially going to see him because he was opening for her. But since then, I've lived in Chicago, here in Nashville, different places. It's like I know this man go on tour, but I just cannot remember anywhere a city that I have been in. It's like he's coming and I'm going. So this is truly has been 30 years in the making to see Mr. Usher Raymond. So guess what? Wednesday, watch this. Y'all ain't ready. Watch this.
I saw him in concert. It wasn't his concert. It was actually in Atlanta, and I went to Beyonce concert because that's my best friend in my head. And I went to Beyonce concert, and he came out and he
Ah,
sung. What was the song they did together? Let me tell you. Oh, "Love in the Club." Because he did when he did the remix with her.
ugh,
She was in that, and so he did that. And while he was out, he sang a
mm.
couple songs. It was wonderful. That was the only time I've actually seen him in concert. I'm pretty much the same. Like, I don't know. I never thought let me travel to go to a concert for anyone. Why not? I don't know. But
Right.
I am so excited about Wednesday. And I know someone said that Nice and Slow is their favorite song. And that was also on the My Way uh album. You know, everybody know it's 7
Album.
o'clock on the dot. Where was he?
That on the dot in his drop top,
Yep,
cruising the
cruising the
street.
street. Another one of my favorites on that album is Slow Jam that was featuring Monica.
Um,
Was a it was such a good album, y'all. Such a good album.
yes.
Then so that was in 1997, and then
He put his hands on
2001 we
stuff
got
and it turns to gold. He has a Midas touch.
he does. You know, as I was going through
He
this
has
the
a
albums, all his albums don't he all his albums I love him. But if I'm gonna give an honest review, all his albums were not like put it on and just let it play. Now there's some albums he got we got a couple that was like put
true.
that thing on. We're gonna get to those, but he always had at least one. If he didn't have one, he had more. Most times he had more than, but he at least had one that was like
Multiple.
gonna do it for him. That was gonna like make some money for him. But in 2001, he had
And
8701.
that was one of the
He had 8701, and that was the You Remind Me. That was a big one. You
oh
remind
yeah.
me of a girl.
Mm-hmm.
That one, and you got it bad. And then the
Mm.
other ones, people like, you don't have to call. Oh, it's okay, girl. Why?
Oh my
Because
god, I
I'ma
need it.
be all right tonight. Hey,
Right tonight. Let me tell you something. Like when I was getting prepared for this show, going through listening to like let me listen to 10, 15 seconds of this, that, or whatever. And it's like, okay, up until Wednesday, and probably definitely after Wednesday, that is gonna be on my Pandora. I'm gonna be immersed in all things Usher, and it was just bringing back so many memories, and it's like these albums really grew with us. So it's like
yeah,
some of the things that potentially he was going through in his life, because we're all in the same age group, it's like I'm going through it too. So it's like he was writing anthems too. He
yep,
was writing anthems, and like he was so young, but he's true R&B.
yeah. And
He
even like
is
Fernand
true
said in the
R&B.
comments,
This
he's
is
written
not no
songs for other
whatever. And
artists.
like, granted, he has. Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's
absolutely.
in.
And Jermaine Dupri, he was talking about, trying to cultivate him so that he could write. He was like, I was always listening to him, and it's like different stuff that he would say was like, this is what you said, and it was like you can write. And so, Jermaine Dupri kind of helped groom him to like just just look at your life and just start putting it down on the paper. Like you have the ability to write. So it's like he's writing, he's producing, he has part of his own uh record label, which is an addition of Clive Davis. So, and like a lot of people may not even know, he was the one who signed Justin Bieber. So it's like
Yeah.
Usher is paid.
So speaking of
Paid.
him
I mean, not
writing,
off of his own stuff, but like them people, they love him.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber, he got that Justin Bieber money, that JB money, period.
Ooh, that's long
Speaking
money.
of him writing and like being able to now put things on paper, I think that really, really happened with 2004 album. Y'all know what
Mm-hmm.
album this was? These are my confessions, honey. That confessions album, everybody wanted to hear it because at that point, he and Chili had broken up. We really still don't really
Yep.
know why. And so we was all like, is this what happened?
Let me tell you
That
what
is
she
the
said. I
album.
remember in a comment, she never said, she was like, he did the ultimate. And I was just like, what's the ultimate? Because it's like clearly it ain't cheating. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like this kind of coming. It's like, what was the ultimate? And it's like, did he have a baby on
Cheating and
you?
having a baby on the
What
side.
happened?
Maybe the person didn't have it. Because we don't know about any other children
This
besides
is
the two
also true
children with his
because
wife and then the two that he just had with his ex-wife, I should say.
with the girlfriend,
Hmm. But
yeah.
the classic from
But he
Confessions.
has full custody of those two kids.
Hmm.
Yes.
The
Then
one of
he goes
the
into
classics
he
from
gets
that album.
married.
Say that again.
It's a delay. So it's I said, and then after that he goes and say he gets married kind of shortly after they kind of him and
Yeah.
Chili because like they was that it couple
Well, he
for
went through
real.
Confessions.
They was that
Must
it
have got
couple.
married. They got married a few months later. Not months later, but it was very short lived. And she was his hairstylist and all that stuff. But he also
Yes.
has an album to that one. But we not there yet. We still in 2004, honey. And in 2004, that's when we had Yeah, Yeah, Yeah with Lil Jon and Ludacris. That one made it to, isn't that the song that was on
Let me tell
Hitch?
you.
That made it to a soundtrack. You got soundtrack money.
Yes.
Bad Girl, because you a bad
Yeah.
girl. Get at me, bad girl. What's
Mm-hmm.
another one? I don't know. I have another song on
Yes.
here, but my dog ate my homework. I wrote all this stuff out and left. This is a side note. Wrote all this stuff out, left it on the floor, and my dog tore it all up. So I'm missing some songs for all my little research for today, but that's okay. And what else? Yeah, my boo, with Alicia Keys on this album, honey. Now that one,
But that song was originally written for Beyonce, and a lot of people initially thought that was
really,
Beyonce on the track, but
I
it
didn't know
wasn't.
that.
Yes, I remember that. Um, they actually was supposed to be Beyonce on the track, but for whatever reason, they couldn't get. I don't know if it was like a scheduling conflict or whatever like that. I don't think it was a situation where she didn't want to do it, but I think it was scheduling. And so Alicia Keys ended up being on that. And because I remember when the song first came out, I was like, is that Beyonce? And stuff. And it's kind
Mm,
of like now it's hard to
they wrote it
hear
to her
it would be
feel.
Beyonce because
Hmm.
it's Alicia Keys. Yeah.
Yeah.
So but yeah,
And-
just a little known. And that was when like Alicia Keys, she hadn't been out very long. So like it was great that she was even able to get that collab with him.
yeah.
Because she was still kind of very new in the industry at that time.
Yeah, that is
So
true. Like
yeah.
she had an
Yeah,
album.
yeah.
She had about two albums out by then. But another song that was a big one, Caught Up, had visuals for that one. That one made it
Mhm.
for the heavy rotation. Now, this album also had a lot of baby making music on it. uh Let me see. Again, my dog ate my homework. I'm trying to piece it. Let me tell you my favorite song on this album. That's what it's made for. That was one of my favorites on the album.
Mm.
But one of the baby making mute songs
Yes.
on this was Can You Handle It? If I go there, baby, with you. Go ahead and put that on your baby making
Oh my
playlist
God. Let me tell
right
you something.
now.
That is a song, not just even for that. That is like the best song. It is storming and it's raining because he had it. It's just like this is even more special. This is that for real midnight special. Like these kids, they been sleep. I gave them Benadryl and they ain't waking up
Hello.
because I'm when they
And
wake
just for
up, they're gonna
clarify,
have a little
you
sister or
can
brother on
practice
the way.
making a baby. You
I
don't have
ain't
to
gonna know it
actually
right
do
then, but
it.
this is true, but I'm gonna tell you this: down through the years, rhythm and blues music, R&B have been baby making music. A lot of us was probably our
Oh
parents
yeah.
probably know. Yeah, it was that song. Yeah,
There's another song on
my
here. It's
son, my son
called
came
Do
from
It
one of them
To Me.
songs too.
Say that again.
Do it. I said my son came from an R&B song.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah.
why and why not? But he had this other song on there called Do It To Me. Um, and it was actually a Prince. If you the music was a Prince remake. If you that the way it starts out, it's from the baby, 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 baby. You go listen to the beginning of that Prince track, you
Mm.
can hear that remake. But that's also you can put that on your list too, just in case you don't have it. Okay. And so now we're gonna go to
Okay. So
2008.
we are building a playlist.
Yes, honey.
Oh, what was I doing in 2008? What was I doing in 2008? I don't want to say, but I had my son. I was still trying to live. I was still trying to live.
In 2008,
Yeah.
we had already met. We had already met because we met in like 2005.
Yes.
2008, President Obama won the
Yeah.
election. I remember that. But also in
It was a lot
2008,
going on in 2008.
his album Here I Stand in 2008, honey. And this is where
Uh,
we had I wanna make love in the club, a in the club, a. So we had the first one with Jeezy. Jeezy was on the original. And then we had the remix with Lil Wayne and Beyonce. So Beyonce was able to make it to the remix. I guess they was trying
yes.
next album. I got you, I got you, I got you. She finally got him, and she was on the remix of Love in This Club. Now that song that could go in the baby making remix because you gotta
Let
change
me
up
tell
the
you, it
flow.
still go hard to this day.
Period. Period.
It still go hard today. Now, one of my favorite songs on that is Trading Places. Cause he described what you need to do.
Yes, I haven't
So it's
listed
like,
under
okay, for
sexy.
those who got a price.
Yes, and you where we putting trading places on the baby making playlist. Trading places.
Exactly.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Did he have another
Yes.
one? I have something else written here, but it was scratched off. So, oh, love you gently. I know I was gonna hold that note. Light as a feather, but I'm hard as a rock. Oh, put that on the baby plate. Oh, let me tell y'all, that was a good album. A good album, as the
Yes.
old folks say. It was a good album.
And
Go ahead.
yes, and I'm gonna say this. Moving on forward 2 years later, 2010.
Oh wait, hold
Raymond
on. I got
versus
one more.
Raymond.
Cause my favorite
Oh,
song from this
okay.
album is "Moving Mountains." Oh, I love that song. If I had to pick a song, although I love so many songs, that's the song I would pick. It's like moving mountains. Oh, y'all, I'm about to be in tears. I'm about to be in Vegas. Like,
You
oh,
could feel it.
okay, we can move on.
Look, we try to look cute all the way around, but girl, let me tell y'all,
It's about to be.
it's okay if our eyeballs sweat because it's gonna be 114 degrees out there,
Listen, I'm gonna have my
literally.
little square, my little tissue, so I can wipe with. I
So
love
we
him. I love
sweat.
him. Okay, now we can go to 2010. 2010.
All right, Raymond versus Raymond.
Mm,
This is like I feel like this was a hard time in his life, and he
definitely
really
was.
put pen to paper, and he put everything he had in there because this is when he was getting divorced from his first wife, Tamika Foster. This is also when he fired his mother as his long-term agent. And then when he had it was papers, he was just like, I'm ready to sign this papers. And it
Paper.
got this one little sign, I damn near lost my mother. That right there, it was like you gotta let her go. You can't let that come in between you and your mama. You know your mama is a good mama because she was letting you go live with these people who she didn't know, and you was a baby, teenager, teenager. Oh my god, like that one, that
Yeah,
song right there. It was that's not no club banger. That is like when you have been through some of the utmost heartbreak, and she already had two kids who he loved and adored, and then they had two children
yeah.
together, first marriage. She was older, and it was just probably one of them things like my mama told me about your black ass, but I did not listen, and I'm going against everybody. Like I'm literally it was her and him against the world, and he was fighting, and it was just like I don't know what happened for him to wake up and see the light, but once he did, it was no more going back to sleep.
And it's so funny
So
because, like, even now,
but
people will be like, I'm ready to sign in papers. they'll use that
Like,
song.
guess what? It is definitely a divorce song. It's a divorce song. Like that could be
It
like
is. It's
the
the divorce
divorce
anthem.
anthem, and after that, yes, and after that, you put on Cameo Single Life or Trina Single Again, whatever. But it's like
Hey, I'm
when you in the thick
single
of it,
again. Okay, I'm sorry. That was my jam. I like that song.
get,
He also had some
girl,
good ones on
that song
here.
still bumps.
Okay.
Yes,
Some ones that did make it to the
Daddy's
radio was like
home.
Daddy's Home. Yep. Yeah, that was a good one.
Hey,
And then
Daddy. Oh, that was my jam.
yes.
There goes my baby.
Yes, that was definitely another one
Little Freak.
with Nicki
He did that
Minaj.
with Nicki Minaj. Yes,
I
and
I
that was
love
like
first
when
of all,
she's
I
kind of
love that
coming.
song. Did it make it to the radio?
I don't think that it had as much play.
Okay.
And it also one. This is like kind of at the beginning of Nicki Minaj's career too. This is like when she's doing collabs before she even comes out, because people don't realize like she had came out with maybe one or two mixtapes before. So then she's, as I say, Usher has no problem doing collabs with new artists. Like, guess what? I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
get this money. Like, I help put you on the same way like he did with City Girls.
Mm-hmm.
People was like, I can't believe he did a song with City Girls. Like, why the hell not? He was on the track with Lil Jon.
Exactly. And on this album, actually, he has several features. He had Nicki Minaj with Lil Freak. He did one with Ludacris. He did Will I Am. OMG. Oh, 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 my God. Remember
Yes.
that
Oh,
song?
oh,
That one blew up.
oh
That's where
God.
he started getting into that
Yes.
techno and stuff. That one was like the big song
Mm-hmm.
of that album. He did a song with T.I. on this album.
Yes, because it reached number 1 on the billboards too. Hot
Mm-hmm.
100. That
Yeah. Oh,
song.
you talking
It
about
did.
OMG? Yeah. Another
Yes.
song that was big, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even realize it was on this particular album. I know the song. It was the DJ Got Us Falling in Love with Pitbull, and they still play this song.
Oh
Baby,
yeah.
tonight,
Yeah.
they're gonna fall in
Yes.
love again. I knew it was a Usher Raymond song, but I didn't realize it was on this CD. So he had that one. He had one with Jay-Z. He had a song with Bon B, and had a song with Justin Bieber. I know that's right. Get them Justin Bieber accolades. Somebody
As
on
I say, he giving them features and to start them out with, like, look, my fan base, they go buy my records. Like, I have true fan base. I have grown with my fan base, because the thing is, like, Usher, he went like he wasn't my mom. My mama wasn't a fan of his. Not saying like nothing's wrong with that, but it's like when he came out, he a little kid. Like my mom and them, they
exactly.
already listen to grown people. Like, what this little kid got? I'm not listening to that. He sounds squeaky or whatever. So it's like we the 40 spot, we are his true
He's
fan base,
ours.
and
He
it's
is
like we
ours.
have grown.
Usher really is
His
ours.
ours.
He is
He
ours
yes.
because he came up with us, and that's what I believe. I feel like that about Beyonce, because Beyonce is ours too. Just when she came out and how we all grew. And if you were a Beyonce fan, you were younger. Most people who are Beyonce fans now were Beyonce fans when they were younger, and we're in our 40s. That is why I'm still bumping Beyonce, because again, she been my best friend. My best friend. That's my best friend.
Same way with Brandy and Monica as well, because they
Yes.
started out very young. They are our people, as to say, like, no, like we for real grew up with them. Because I think about New Edition, those artists is like around one of my mom's younger brother age, right? My uncle. So like he's a diehard core, but it's like he grew up with them. He literally grew up with them. So he done
Yeah.
seen them through all their phases of life. So you're always going to have just a few people like that. And then they have that such longevity. And it's just like, I got to support you, because I want to see you still when you 60 and 70 years old, and you coming to the Soul Fest on the riverfront, and it's like you still doing your thing. So absolutely, he's definitely is ours. And Fournette, she said, don't forget Kisser. Yes, and it just said any song he gets on is a banger. And I was like, yes, he definitely has the golden touch.
I don't remember
He
Kisser. What song is
he just
that?
got that voice in his. I don't know. I'm finna
Was that
look
a
it
feature
up.
for Nat? Let
I'm
us
just
know in
reading
the
the comments
comments.
of what
Was
she
he
said.
featured on that song? I'm like, oh, now I'm gonna have to look that up now. I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Okay, I'm looking it up
Well, why you
now.
look it up? We look in 2012.
Good Kisser. It's Good Kisser.
Uh-huh. Is his song?
It's Good Kisser, but I don't want to play it because yeah, it's his song.
Who is it
Yeah.
featuring?
Who is talking about Good Kisser? It's not.
On what album?
She was like, "What? You don't know that song?"
What
I'm assuming it's
album?
off of Raymond and Raymond versus Raymond. Is
Really?
it off of Raymond
Oh
versus
my God.
Raymond?
I have to go back. Listen, I'm telling you. First of all, again,
Burnett said that she's forgot exactly
I
who.
forgot and my dog ate my homework. So it's some stuff
Look
that's
at
scratched
that.
out. She ate my homework. I was taping it back up. My brain, I got a lot of stuff in this brain and I can't remember every single thing. So I wrote it down. Thank you. Good kiss hi go. I forgot. I'm gonna look this up there because I'm gonna be ready, honey. I'm gonna be ready to come Thursday. But on to
Right,
2012.
because he gonna say some stuff that we don't. That's gonna be his favorite, but it may not have had a whole lot of record play. And I don't want to be sitting there just like, oh, this is a good song. This is like a new. I want to be like, girl. And now let me tell you
Yes.
something, Myoshi, because for people that don't know, Myoshi can really, really sing. She has a great voice, which I am the total opposite. Myoshi, I make this disclaimer. I am going to be singing at the top of my lungs on all other keys, and I don't have like, girl, that don't sound good. I know what it sounds like, but I paid my money and I'm going to sing it.
So my face, my mouth is not
Thank
gonna say it,
you.
but my face might.
Period.
My eyes might, get that bombastic side eye, like, ooh. Do it like the MJ, like that
Well,
video I
guess
was talking
what?
about earlier. MJ was
Focus
trying to
on
help that
him.
man out. He looked at him like, sir, if you don't get on note, if you don't get in tune, sing your heart
Girl,
out.
let
You
me tell
pay
you
your
something.
money. This is all in fun and enjoyment. But I guarantee that if side note, I have been in church before, just and I hear somebody, I'm like, oh my God, that was awful. Please sing to yourself. I can't even get in worship because you
See,
sound
that's why
horrible.
it said Psalms 101 make a joyful noise unto the Lord. It didn't say anybody had to sound good to nobody.
That
Every
is
note is
absolutely
in
true.
order
But
by the
you
time it
messing
gets to
up.
heaven.
Listen, you know if you sound like a dog.
Girl, let me tell you, if it
You know
was
that.
me, if I could sing, guess what? And it's been 30 years trying to get here. I don't care what y'all singing on. Guess what?
I
Y'all
know
ain't
that's
finna miss
right.
the
I
singer.
know that's right,
I ain't
honey.
focused on all these other people. If ain't nobody hollering fire or gun, that's the only thing that's gonna keep me in. It's like everything else, it's straight Usher. Cause them things right there, that's like, okay, Usher got to go. I'm out of there. Other than that, I hear nothing. I hear nobody. It's just me and him in here doing
I'll just be like
duet.
this. Well, I don't know what side you sitting on. Oh, because it could be not you, it could be somebody else.
Girl,
I just be
I'm finna
like this.
aggravate her to no end, y'all. I'm finna just be singing loud, just obnoxious, just
Don't do
because
that. Don't do
I'm
that. Don't be
recording.
rude. Now, see, now you're trying to no. Don't mess up my
I
experience.
gotta give you 30 seconds. I gotta give you 30 seconds.
Don't do that.
Cause you're gonna be trying to give me 2 hours of side eye right now, Renee. I'm already
Like you
told
ain't
you
have to
I'm
do
gonna be
that.
on all of the notes.
Listen.
All other notes, I'm gonna be on them. I know what I sound like. I ain't trying to, test out for the voice
Okay.
or American Idol.
You're right. Absolutely right.
Girl, but we gonna have a good time. We gonna have a good time. We gonna be singing.
Yes. He has a
We gonna be
few more
singing and we gonna
albums
be
that have came
dancing.
out. I want to quickly discuss. They don't have as many bangers, just to be honest. He had one in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
No, 2012. I'm sorry. Looking for Myself. And going back to the songwriting process and him putting his feelings and emotions out. I can imagine this probably was a very difficult album for him to write just because he was still dealing with a lot of stuff. And I just remember Looking for Myself was actually a song. And he in one of the lyrics he said, I'm looking for
Mm-hmm.
myself and I still couldn't find me. And I was like, ooh, and you could really
Ooh.
hear it in his songs in a way because he was trying different songs in this album. Like it was almost like, oh, he's trying to find his voice.
Mm.
Because in the previous album, OMG
Mm.
had done so well. that song with Will I Am, that this was the album.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember when he came, I was like, oh, he just trying to, it's kind of like that hit. You get a you get that first fix, and it's like people trying to chase the same high. And you could really tell on this album he was trying to find his niche with with pop culture, because he had a lot of like poppy songs. But Climax was on that album. That was a really great R&B song for those who love R&B.
Yes.
And Dive, that was on that album as well. He had a
Yes.
song with Rick Ross. He had a song with Pharrell called Twisted. Like I said, Looking for Myself, and then Hot Thing with ASAP Rocky. Looking for Myself had Luke Steele on it. Child, I don't even know who that is.
Mm.
But so I think, even in that one line, like looking for myself, I still can't find me. I think that's a real line, right? Like a lot of artists, especially rapping about, we are in year 2012 and he started in 1994. So there's a lot of
So
growth.
at this Yes, and he had been through a lot. And just one of the other songs was on there that was called "Scream." I'm not
Yeah.
familiar with it. It peaked at the top 10 on the Hot 100 and in several other countries and stuff. And he was supposed to go on tour, but he didn't. The tour got canceled for this particular album because he was going to be on The Voice. This is when he was one of the judges,
Mm,
so he had those obligations. So maybe because the album come out and then now he's going on to the next project, but still it's like part of when I was looking up, every album he has had at least one number one
yeah.
single
Yeah.
on there, and then he's had multiple top 10. So it's just like, even though he's doing other stuff and it may have been, he's haven't had like a struggle album. Like, it
No,
still has
no.
sold, it still has charted and everything. It's just that certain things may have not had heavy rotation in play for us,
Right, and it
for
probably
what we
was by
was listening to,
region,
or
um, and then like particular songs, and I think it speaks a lot for his talent, not only in songwriting and singing, but
mm-hmm,
persona and him as a person. Because again, we all know about that, what they say, the sophomore curse, when you get one good album and that second album comes out and it could be a flop. Just
mm-hmm,
because a lot of times people love you how you sound, and trying to create a new album that's different than the same. That is hard. That is very hard, because you want to give people.
mm-hmm.
There's one artist that I like his music, but my mom actually pointed out to me, like, but all his songs sound the same. I love Raheem Devine, but like legit, if you listen to his
Mm.
music, all his songs sound exactly the same, and is making money
Yeah,
for him.
yeah,
But it's hard when you can sing and you can write and you can do all these things to even step out. And I think on this album he was just trying some new stuff to see would it work. And which is great, because he had the opportunity to, because he had the Voice money coming in and everything else. So he used that opportunity to fill out his audience with some new music,
right.
new feels and stuff like that. And then in 2016, he had the song Hard, well, not song, but the album was called Hard to Love You. And that one,
Mm,
he had this one baby making song on it called Tell Me. And it's like, tell me that you want to make
mm.
love. That was a great album. That was a great baby making song. Go ahead and put it on your playlist right now. I love that song. And, and he had a few others on there. It was a good album. It was one that honestly it took me a while to just kind of like put it on and let it play, but it was a good album to me. But that was a big song on that album. I can't remember any of the songs that really made it to heavy rotation.
Well, I would say this about this particular album. In my research, it was exclusively released on Tidal. So this is when
Mm,
Tidal kind of first started out. So it was 100% streaming online. So it's kind of like, if you didn't have Tidal, you, unless the radio was playing it or someone else was playing it, you really didn't hear so much of this. But
that
he
makes
had
so
some
much
features with,
sense.
like, huh?
I said that makes so much sense. And I have title.
Yeah.
I've had
So
title since then. And that's probably why I was slow to it, because it also didn't realize it was out. And so when I listened to it, I liked it, but then I listened to my other stuff. And plus, you hear stuff on the radio and it make you want to go listen some more. So that makes a lot of sense. I didn't know that.
Right. Yeah, so on there he had a song with Young Thug and Rock City. He didn't have a whole lot of collabs and stuff with this. But that's kind of what was happening with that particular album. But as I say, he still did very, very good with it because
Yeah.
Need You, and some of the people who he has like producing or doing engineering, it's just like it's top notch type of people and stuff. And he's really is that person where guess what? You knew? Come on, jump on the track. I don't have a problem. And when you think about it, looking back through his track record of doing collabs, it's almost not it's very few people who he has not did something with because
Yeah.
when you were saying Luke Steele, he's an Australian artist. He does all these kind of crazy type of get-ups and costumes and stuff like that. But
Okay.
as I say, he's 100% a crossover artist. So he has done stuff, and I know a little known fact about me, I do like country music, and a lot of country stars, when they do remixes and stuff, they will get people from R&B and stuff on there because Ludacris have did plenty of songs. Even Kanye West have did songs with country stars. He himself has.
Nelly.
Nelly. So it's just like, and some of these things, and like right now, like some of the top 10 country stars right now that are new and then are popping, they are black. So, you know, I mean, we everywhere and we gonna dominate and stuff. So some of the stuff, as I say, it may not have been so mainstream, but it's still charted. It's still charted. Um Fournette in there in the comments, she said, and I don't know anyone he's done a collab with whom he has an issue with. That is true. I've never heard, other than, the divorces and that whole court case and stuff. I haven't heard anything bad about him. He really is just like he's not a celebrity. He's a superstar. You just kind of
Yeah.
wonder what's going on in his life or whatever like that. And he could come out and it's like, oh, I go with this person or I go with that person. So I think maybe being so young, growing up in the industry, and having his mom there, like, look, this is what we not finna do. Don't put your business out there. And
Yeah.
I think the people maybe who have rallied around him has done. And when you think about it, a lot of times Jermaine Dupri, people don't have his artists don't have issues and problems.
Right. That's
When
true.
you think about it, for the most part, like he
That is
has some
true.
good solid artists. So I think he does artist development, PR, and life with, okay, you got this money. I want to make sure that you still have longevity. And most of his
Yeah.
artists, they have had very longevity
You are
in
absolutely
them.
right.
And
You're absolutely right, because even if they're not doing music, they're like in some form of entertainment, And he was with Jermaine Dupri when he was young,
mhm,
and to be honest, that speaks a lot for him, because a
very
lot of
long.
artists who started young, where are they now? Where are they now?
That's
There's so
always the
many things
question.
can
Where are
happen.
they now?
Where are they now? Like, where are they? Or we know where they are or where they've been, and their struggles. And not to say that he didn't have any struggles, but it does definitely speak to that. We've never really heard, at least recently. The only recent thing we've heard about an issue with Usher was with Chris Brown, but really and truthfully, it wasn't an issue with Usher. It was like at a Chris Brown, Usher, and Usher was trying to protect Tiana Taylor, some type of thing like that. But even that, like, just went through the window or whatever. But yeah, I mean,
It
he
just kind
used to
of
be a
blew
very
on
stand up
over.
guy. But look at that smile, though. Like, how can you ever get mad at that smile?
I mean, it's hard. For, like,
I'm
how can you not
saying,
love him? Like, or just want to be his friend or just be around him. Like, I honestly, like, I've never heard anybody, even if they worked with him or didn't work with him, you know have something negative to say about
yeah,
him. um everybody I've seen was like, oh, he's very professional. It was fun working with him, you know, just very straightforward, whatever. And I think that's just when it's like, I want to master my craft. And I think the people that he was influenced by, as I said, when you're very young, your first album, you looking at Frank Sinatra, you looking at his life, and not just that, but not only Frank Sinatra, you got to look at the Rat Pack as well as with that, of course, Michael Jackson, you know, and it's just like, if you want to try to frame your career around these people, you can't be all out here willy nilly. You can't be at every party. You can't be around everybody in the industry because that ain't necessarily good. And as I say, leave something for people to imagine. Like, wonder what he's doing. I just want to. Look, I ain't never heard anything about him crashing cars.
No.
He bad drunk or drugs or nothing like that. So guess what? He get A's across the
He
board for me.
actually eggs across the board, like as a person and everything. And I'm not sure if this is something he puts up during his concert, but it was actually 25 years of the My Way album. So
Yes.
it's 25 years since the My Way. My Way wasn't his first album, but it also was his, like, it was the one that was like, oh, Usher, here you are. And I think him coming his own had gone through puberty and stuff like that. And to put that type of time on it, to like everything you were saying, 25 years, really more than a 25-year career, and
Mhm.
you're still here, you're still present, and you made it in a career. Like, you're not just, oh, Usher used to have these songs. Like, they could do an unsung, but he's definitely sung. You could do an unsung as an
Yeah.
appreciation documentary, but he's still doing it, and he
Hmm.
could put out a song tomorrow and it's gonna bang. And he's had some singles here and there outside of his albums with artists or even with himself, by himself. But as far as albums, like, he needs to put it on one. And maybe that's what he's going to work on after his residency in Vegas, like working on some type of thing. I know that he put out the My Way. It's like My Way 25 years. So I think he like did a re-release, how they do a
Yeah.
remastering and a re-release for that. But honey, let me tell you, on Wednesday,
Oh, and speaking of Good Kisser, it was actually on this album, Hard to Love. So once we get off here, we finna listen to Good
oh, it was
Kisser,
on Hard to
and we'll
Love.
see.
Okay.
Guess what? Yes. So it
All
was
right.
cut number 16, and you can tell like this was back in the day when people had a lot of songs on their album, a lot of songs.
Yes. Yes.
So
It really, I
yes.
mean, he's so amazing.
Then
Y'all, listen, we will be in, like we said, we're going to be in Vegas on Wednesday. Follow us on our personal socials. You can find us on at the 40 spot. A lot of stuff's going to be there as well because we can't help it. We love Usher. And like we said, Usher belongs to us. Usher belongs to us 4-year-olds because he came. So we're going to bring y'all along with our experience in Vegas. Super, super excited. Both of us have been there before for other things, and this is our first time going together. So we are buku excited.
yes.
Um, I'm excited about the food. I'm excited about the concert. I'm excited
Oh
about
my
whatever
God.
happens. Most
What
times
happens
it
in
is.
Vegas stays in
I was
Vegas.
about to say, most times is what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but some of it's gonna be on social media. But the other stuff, use your
Yes.
imagination. Super, super excited. So we just follow us
All
and
right.
hello. Follow us because we will be like just doing something behind the scenes and asking questions. Hopefully we can get some engagement with people that's out there while we are there. Super, super excited. I am not lying when I say I probably will cry when I see him like a really big baby. I will probably cry like I'm so excited.
She
So,
gonna be crying.
but
I'm
Renee,
gonna
what
be
are you looking forward to
singing.
for Vegas?
Definitely the concert. One is spending time with you because I haven't seen you in a while. So that's always gonna be a plus plus. Also, like Vegas is both of one of our favorite places, and to go and do Vegas together, like that is going to be phenomenal. Also, as we had said, talking about being summer body ready, we guess what? This body is ready for the summer. It is
It's
gonna
the
be a
summer,
hundred
and this is
million
my
thousand
body.
degrees.
Okay.
That's it. And I'm giving it to you. So like I'm excited for us. Like it's just freeing where it's like, you know what? I'm trying on these things. I ain't worried about this crack, this crevice, this whatever like that, because this trip was supposed to happen solo last year. Now I'm able to do it with you. So it has some other sentimental values and stuff like that. And it's just like I'm just glad to be on this side of heaven, to be able to
Yes.
make it happen and to eat, because me and her, we have been tagging each other and forwarding. These people's like, oh, you gotta eat here, you gotta eat there. Guess what?
And
What
hello, and
will
if
be
you
bought
for
there is food, good food.
anyone who will listen or see this broadcast before Wednesday, what is that? July 12th, please DM us any suggestions for food or just experiences in Vegas. There is this new Spears thing Renee was showing me. I'm excited to
Yes.
see that. Like, like you said, we have both been there several times on different occasions. So it's like we're going there with just like we'll see what happens. The only thing we know for sure we're doing is we're gonna go see Usher on Wednesday. But other than that, the rest of the week is up in the air. And I mean, I have for me, if you know me, I have to plan stuff like for real. And I am going with the go with the
Yeah.
flow. I'm a little nervous. But I'm also excited about it because I'm like, yeah, this is the perfect go with the flow. I've been there before. I won't have a lot of FOMO. So anyway, please let us know.
Yes.
Let us know if there's any great things that you've experienced in Vegas. We would absolutely love to try it out and tell you if we like it too.
Yeah. Yes, and it doesn't necessarily must be in Vegas, because I think it's Henderson. It's like not that far from there and stuff like that. So just whatever. If it's food recommendations, definitely food recommendations. Please let us know.
Yes.
Any other type of shows and stuff that you've experienced while you was there. Like this is definitely going to be our luxury trip. But just giving away, we're gonna be staying at the Bellagio, y'all. So we're gonna
Is it the
be
Bal-
just
No, it's not. It's not the Bellagio.
Venetian,
The
Venetian,
Venetian, yeah.
Venetian.
I was
Yeah,
saying, wait,
I'm
hold on. I'm
sorry.
giving the wrong information. I was giving the information to my
We
mom.
was gonna be there, but it was like this other place is gonna be really, really nice. So like this
Yes.
is definitely is like our luxury trip and stuff, you know. Um and it's just feel good like to just go out here and to be able to just go and just be in the moment where it's not like, oh my God, I gotta go shopping and stuff. It's like this is the first trip in a long time. Like I truly have been shopping for new clothes to go there, because typically it's like nobody don't know what I got. I'm gonna carry what I have, while I'm there. So it's just like I'm excited with some new clothes too. It's been fun shopping,
Me
trying on some
too.
stuff.
And
It's like, ooh,
our motto has been it's gonna be Skin City. We showing
Skin
a little skin, honey.
City.
Yes,
Yes,
Skin City. Because
absolutely.
like Renee said, we all about body positivity. And one of the things with body positivity is just going and enjoying yourself in the skin you in. And the skin we in is gonna be some hot 105 weather. So why wouldn't we show a little bit of skin? I'm excited about it. I'm nervous. I got some
Skin.
outfits that be like, baby, am I gonna wear it? I don't know.
Yes, she
But
does.
that's the thing.
Yeah, because she was showing me stuff, y'all. I had to step it up. I was like, I want to be over here looking like somebody granny.
Well, that's why I sent it to you, honey. I was like, listen, this is where I'm at. If we're
I
gonna show
need you to
skin,
get
this is
on my level.
honey. If we're gonna show skin, I gotta show skin.
Yes.
Okay.
I am ready for all of the vitamin D. I am ready. She was like, okay, y'all go wear y'all Kiki Palmer dresses.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Now you know it's real because we both said absolutely. We sure are.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
we're super
Guess what?
excited.
And guess
And
what? Somebody mama, and I want to hear that. You in your 40s. And guess what? It is this one thing that I had just posted. It was like, I am black and I'm happy to be black. I look good being black. Black don't crack. And said, whether I'm 25 or 55, you still ain't gonna know the difference.
Exactly. And there's no
So,
age. Like
yeah.
you can look good at any age. That's the point. You can look good and you feel good in your own skin as a mother, a wife, a husband, a father, as a grandmother, whatever it is. So we 40 and we look what? Okay, there it is. So we are
Yes.
so happy to celebrate. But what we want to do now is celebrate um any birthdays or celebrations for anyone coming up. Like I'm a little music. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy birthday. Hey, hey. Happy birthday. Hey. So, so,
Yes.
so.
What Well, I have a few. Just a few. First off, my cousin, she's been a contributor here. She made our shirts. Shatavia, she had her baby. Della K.
Uh,
Nwani. So, yeah, she had her 2 days ago. So, welcome to the 45, baby girl. So, we are definitely, she had a safe delivery and everything. My cousin, Anita, we happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Um also oh, I'm missing somebody. I am so sorry. I'm drawing a
But
blank.
while you think, I'll say
Okay, go
mine. I
ahead.
only have
It'll come back
two.
to
I want to say happy birthday to my girl Robin. Her birthday was on the 6th. She actually is in Vegas right now, turning up, turning up. And then I want to say happy
Ooh.
anniversary to my brother and my line sister Hilda and Kimio. They celebrated 16 years. I was there standing in their wedding, so I am very
Yeah.
happy that they are enjoying each other and they're still in marital bliss. So happy anniversary to you too. Renee, you thought about your other people?
Okay, here was the other people. Yes, my cousin Jackie, her birthday was on the 7th. And my best friend brother Dunn, his birthday was on the 6th. And one of my classmates, Stacy, her birthday was on the 7th. So we wish them a very happy birthday. Um
Okay, and
Also
Burnett in the
here,
comments says
Frenette's, yeah.
happy birthday to her grandson Jeffrey Jr. He was 3 on Tuesday, 7/11. He will be 3 on Tuesday, 7/11. Happy birthday to her nephew Jariah. I hope I'm saying this correctly. His birthday is on July 26th. And happy birthday to her brother-in-law Mike. His birthday is on July 29th. Happy birthday, everybody. Congratulations on your new baby. Happy anniversary. All those great things. You know, we love to celebrate life. I know our sign says happy birthday. We will change that to let's celebrate soon. But I'm saying that because please let us know about your birthdays. Let us know about your anniversaries, any good things. If you're opening a business, let us know. We want to celebrate you and anything that's good happening in your life or people that you know. So please email us at the40spot@gmail.com. You can inbox us at the 40 spot. Again, it's the 40 spot. Please just let us know. We want to celebrate you.
Also, please don't forget to follow us at the 40 Spot across all social media. Follow us where you get your podcast at the 40 Spot as well. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, email us, everything. Also, rate us where you get your podcast at. So listen to your podcast so people don't have to, move so far down or whatever. And also, the great thing about if you listen to a podcast and you think that it's great, you think other people need to listen to it, you can share that specific
Yes.
episode with other people. Even if you tell them, like, look, y'all need to go to 15 minutes and 33 seconds, start there. Guess what? We appreciate that. So please like, comment, follow, subscribe, rate us at the 40 Spot.
Yes. So, as you know, we're headed to Vegas. I'm hoping that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful 2 weeks. We will be back on the 23rd. We'll have a wonderful guest here talking about submission. So that's going to be a hot and juicy topic. But meet us back in 2 weeks.
Yes.
And until then, please remember, if it costs you your peace, it is too expensive. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. We will see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.